What's going on YouTube? Adam Gomez here, aka DJ Adam G, aka The Incredible Bulk, coming to you today with a video about revisiting the classics. And today we're going to do that with Rodney and Joe Cooley. Before we get started though, just a little bit of I guess recap or whatever you want to call it. I've been a DJ myself, for those of you that don't know, since 1992, so really aging myself here if you can't tell that I'm old as fuck anyways. And that is how my channel started, with music and DJ tutorials and whatnot, way back in 2009. I know nowadays I don't do many music videos, but when I get a chance I like to do it. I still love music till this very day. It's very near and dear to my heart, so I listen to music all the time, especially when I'm in my car. The car that I have has a very nice 12 speaker stock system that it came with, so I like to, you know, play music in it. And one of the best, I would say the all-time best old school rap musics that I think is really premium for the car is Rodney and Joe Cooley. A lot of people, a lot of DJs really pride themselves on knowing everything from new to old, but they seem to focus a lot on the newer stuff, which I don't blame them. That's what the kids want. But when you talk about old school, they always think about like freestyle music, like Debbie Deb or Connie and stuff like that, like Funky Little Beat or Let the Music Play, which is all really good music. When you talk about old school rap or hip hop, they want to focus on like NWA, or even further back like Nucleus or Soul Sonic Force, African Bambaataa, which is all great music as well too. But for some reason, a lot of people seem to forget about Rodney and Joe Cooley, and they were really representing the West Coast way before a lot of people were, you know, before NWA and Eazy-E and a lot of other old school West Coast rappers, even before like Too Short and whatnot. There was Rodney and Joe Cooley. They almost were in that. Sometimes you could kind of get a little bit of a disco-y feel. I don't know. Way back in the early 80s is when they came out. As a matter of fact, a little bit later on in the video, we'll sort of Wikipedia them and see what we got going on Rodney and Joe Cooley. That's enough yammering. Let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm just going to play a selection of my favorite Rodney and Joe Cooley songs, especially favorited for driving around in the car. They sound freaking fantastic in the car stereo. I think some of them were actually made specifically to ride around and bump in your car. Bump. That's what I use them for, as well as I play them at parties. And when I do, a lot of people either A, will be like, oh shit, I haven't heard that in forever, or B, they'll be like, who the hell is that? So I think it's really cool. They also did a lot of sampling back then, which you'll see way back before sampling got very big in the 90s with like Puff Daddy and Bad Boy and Dog Pound samplings and whatnot. So you'll see a lot of that as well too. But let's go ahead and jump right in. Their first track that I'm going to feature here, You Don't Hear Me Though, I also featured on my other music video that I made not too long ago called 5 Songs That People Forgot, or something like that nature. I'll try and post a link in the description below. But that's You Don't Hear Me Though. Let's go ahead and jump in. I'm just going to play little pieces and portions of the songs. That way I don't get copyrighted. But I'll make a playlist, a public playlist. So feel free to go ahead and jump in my channel. Check out that public playlist. You'll find about 14 or 15 Rodney and Joe Cooley classics in there that are my favorite Rodney and Joe Cooley jams. Here we go.
But you don't hear me though. Rodney and Joe Cooley don't play back, and you know we never come off whack. I'm only down with my homies from the get-go. I ain't down with OPP and a sideshow. If you don't like it, then I'm going to a bingo.
Now, this is actually, and I say newer song of theirs, but it was still early 90s. But one of my absolute favorite Rodney and Joe Cooley tracks. But this, again, for them is a bit newer. Their older stuff, again, goes way back to the early 80s. But this was on a CD or album or cassette called Fuck New York, where they were really focusing on how back then a lot of West Coast songs weren't really getting as much love as East Coast tracks, which was really true back then. The West Coast stuff was really underground, under the radar, didn't get radio play, wasn't on your video shows back then, whether it be BET or MTV. The East Coast, which was really, really on top back then. A lot of people sort of celebrate NWA and Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Dogg Pound for bringing up and bringing back the West Coast, which I'm not knocking that. A lot of that has truth to it, but it started even before that with Rodney and Joe Cooley. There's a lot of uncelebrated West Coast rappers that don't get a lot of love. Now that's changed, like Too Short, for instance. Now very, very well known, very popular, loved worldwide. But back then he was an underground West Coast rapper who again just didn't get, now, and I say didn't get as much love, but he wasn't really a radio rapper, if you know what I mean. You know Too Short, yeah, a lot of cussing and whatnot, but still it wasn't capturing as much love as the East Coast tracks were. So big ups to Rodney and Joe Cooley for bringing about that West, and let's jump on into the next track.
I'm Rodney and I'm back on the track that's I whack. And my DJ Joe Cooley still on top of the stack. So Joe Cooley's in the place. I rock the microphone, Joe Cooley rock the mixer. I drink Coca-Cola, not hardcore liquor, cause I'm playing it straight. The homies like the eight. It's the power that makes it taste so great. I'm kicking back in the hood, this beat is kicking it good. If you was kicking it like me, you wouldn't have to ask, would this bass reflect the maximum effect? This jam is for the homies and it's coming direct. Stay yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo. This is for the homies. Yeah, yeah.
Now I actually have the bass turned down in my little computer stereo system that I got here, and it still hits so hard. So you could imagine in the car, if you got a system, or even stock systems nowadays are really, really good. It just hits so hard. Sounds so good at a party, at a club. It sounds good. And I take back what I said a little while ago. God, this is my all-time favorite Rodney and Joe Cooley track. Such a good, feel-good party track. Such a just an awesome track that you could play anywhere, and I think people will absolutely love it. If they never heard it before, they're going to ask you, who the fuck is that? Because this is a really, really good old school track. So let's go ahead and just jump right into the next one.
Yeah, get ready to roll.
Radio.
getting ready to roll. Holy shit. I love that track. I take it, but no, I'm just kidding. Ah, man, just a good feel-good song. They have a really large amount of hyped up party tracks. The next one I'm going to talk about, when I talk about them sampling way back in the day, really you'll be able to feel that if you know old school cuts where they sample Cutie Pie. But let's go ahead and just jump right in. I don't want to be yammering too much in between. This is Oldie But Goodie.
Me booming through the hood with a dope beat. Take it to the streets, but the oldie but goodie. There it is. It's an oldie but goodie. Here we go with another dope single. Flexing new styles with a brand new lingo. Party in the nations like the fools. Now it's the 90s and you ask, yo, could we take it to the streets with the oldie but goodie? There it is.
That was Oldie But Goodie. Just really good Rodney and Joe Cooley funkness, I guess you would call it. Before we jump into the next tracks, which I think are a little bit more slowed down, more so geared towards the cruising in your vehicle tracks. Like I said in the beginning of the video, let's take a look at their wiki page, see what they got down about Rodney and Joe Cooley, see if it's true or not. But again, the next tracks we're going to jump into, they're not more upbeat hip-hop, rap, like party tracks like the first four were. They're a little bit more slow, but just as much dope. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Rodney and Joe Cooley are a rap group from Compton, California. Best known for tracks such as Everlasting Bass, Cooley High, and This Is For The Homies. This Is For The Homies was my #1 favorite track. Rodney O is a rapper and Joe Cooley is a DJ. Now let me say this, Joe Cooley is a badass DJ. He really gets down. He's just not a mixer or a blender. He really could cut and scratch. I think to this day, if he's still alive, he was really a big pioneer of cutting and scratching. Very underrated. I think one of the greatest DJs of all time. So, at the height of their popularity, the group toured with MC Lyte, NWA, and Kool Moe Dee and Grandmaster Flash. Though their 1987 song Everlasting Bass never charted, it is their best remembered song. In 2015, Rolling Stone named it as one of the 20 greatest West Coast rap songs released prior to NWA's 1988 album Straight Outta Compton. After over a decade of silence, the group announced they were planning a new album in 2011. The album was tentatively titled Joe and Me, but only the single That Super Radio materialized. Now, I love Rodney and Joe Cooley. I love remembering them and hearing them and bringing back all those old school fond memories. Would I like to see them get back together and do things again nowadays or regroup and try to make a new album? No. It just, when people retire and then they, take a long period of rest and relaxation and just age and get comfortable and then try to come back, it's never the same. Maybe if they did some shows replaying all their classics, that would be cool. But I just don't think it would have that same energy, that same feel if they try to do it now where they're well probably into their 50s. And I'm not dissing them, I'm just saying they were older than me back in the day and I'm already freaking 41. So I imagine they're in their 50s, if not in their 60s. And I just don't think it would be cool for them to come back now. It's like when a great sports star retires and then comes back a few years later, but they're just not as great as they were. back in the day, and then it kind of tarnishes their name or their record or their legacy, if you would. So let's go ahead and jump back into the songs. We got a lot to go here. So the next song is Everlasting Bass, and again, I think this was really made for the car radio.
In your face, show enough shrugs your face, just like you got sprayed by a can of mace. You see your speaker is moving, everybody is grooving. My soul moves along as the starts improving, but you can't get enough of everlasting bass. Joseph's fast as Carl, he's black, not Jewish, and when he's on stage, he can. And the dumb shrimp wimps, it's you I tame. So to the R, to the O, to the D, and the Y. Now what's that spell, Rodney? That's right. Everlasting bass. Yeah. Rodney and Joe.
Hot damn, boy. I remember back in my day I had an SUV and I had 4 12-inch Planet Audios subwoofers, and this track on those babies, oh my god, my shit used to just, that's why my hearing is bad to this day. Probably that and DJing all the time, but still such an awesome track to just cruise to. It's not all like clubby or dancey. It's just a real chill back riding song. I absolutely love it. I feel the same way about the next song. I think they both kind of sound very similar to me, but this is Rodney and Joe Cooley, Nobody Disses Me.
Nobody disses me. Nobody disses me. Nobody disses me. And it's plain to see, I'm Rodney O, in the back is Joe Cooley. And there's no way back, so don't dare attack. But right now, let me bring in the horn track. Nobody disses me. I face confrontations, gave demonstrations, mopped and rocked all sucker duck imitations. Now we're burning sin.
Woo, man. That is Nobody Disses Me by Rodney and Joe Cooley. Such an awesome cruising track. I really like it. A lot of fond memories, and again, just sounds really good in the car, man. Really good. So yeah, we're gonna jump right in. The next tracks again are gonna be more hyped up, a little bit more party songs, house parties, ditching parties and whatnot. Oh man, I hope you guys really love this stuff as much as I do, have as much fond memories. Again, feel free to jump into my playlist and listen to it, download it, whatever you want to do with it. Really good tracks. Here is Rodney and Joe Cooley. This is Cooley High.
Give me a hoe.
That was, woo! Man, Cooley High just really, really hyped up old school West Coast rap track. Man, I got nothing to say about it, man. Just get it. Listen to it. Thank you. And no, not thank you. You're welcome. You are welcome for this shit, because if you ain't never heard of it, you're gonna love it. And if you have heard of it, you know this shit's dope, and you're gonna re-listen to it again. Get it from the playlist. Let's jump into the next cut.
Don't sleep. It's kicking out on the streets. Cause the gold Rodney on breaking roots. Cause I'm a ruler. Cooling out with a golden wine cooler. Chef, yeah, tell him what's up. Too smart to cheat. Too strong to be weak. No need for you to speak. Cause fuck is cheap. Again, the sucker wants to try. But he's in the position of do or die. So, remember. Yo, this is for the homies that wanna get down to the rhythm. Cause it sounds. Everybody or else be like somebody.
God, I didn't even want to stop playing it. Shit. I get caught up. I'm trying to just play little bits for you guys so I don't get copyrighted, and just to show you all what you're missing out on, and then I get caught up and then I'm going to get copyrighted. But oh well, fuck it. This is just really, really, really good music. And again, you're welcome, y'all. Alright, so the next one is Your Chance to Rock. This one's older, but it's not as well known. But it's got that real kind of old school, again, kind of that time of African Bombata, Soul Sonic Force type of sound. Because they were out way back then. So this is Your Chance to Rock.
Radio, are you ready? Yeah. It's your chance to rock. Grab a freak and don't stop. Get on the dance floor. What are you waiting for? Don't stand there looking dumb. Here's your chance for some fun. With who? Rodney O and the kick of the drum. Yeah. Get busy, go ahead. Get busy, go ahead. Get busy, get busy, go ahead. Get busy, go ahead. Get busy.
Alright, we're going to just jump right into the next one. Now, a lot of people are going to think that they bit this from a Dog Pound, an old school Dog Pound song that came out in the late 90s. But this is actually older than that. And they both, and I'm not going to say bit, I'm going to say sampled Zapp and Roger anyways. But this song was sampled before the Dog Pound song. And when I jump into it right now, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. This is Dose of Dope.
Check this out.
So word won't get stuck in my throat. Here's your legal injection, y'all, of your dose of dope. This is an oldie but goodie that you're cruising to. Driving around, laid back to another group. Don't matter if you're in a 5 or a bit. Hanging out with your homies or your lady friends. Rolling to the club, just cruising the parking lot. Turning up the music and you're getting the girly hot. Cops pull you over right in front of the crowd. You know the routine cause you're black and got your system blocked.
Check this out.
Now, if you don't think that this type of music could hype some people up at a party or just get things really, really crack-a-lackin', as you would say, I don't know, you're crazy. It's mad old school. It's a party track, meaning it's something you could really dance to and get into. I mean, it's sampled from Zapp and Roger. Zapp and Roger is like old school royalty. There's nothing more old school pinnacle than freaking Zapp and Roger, and this is where that comes from. And then you got Rodney and Joe Cooley, a dope ass MC and a badass fucking DJ, just getting down. They got General Jeff in there, who is a rapper as well too. Just a really, really awesome, dope fucking classic. You guys, again, I've said it again, like a broken fucking record. You're welcome, bitches. So let's jump right into the next fucking song. This one is Humps for the Boulevard. Now, a lot of people don't know, but way back in the day, it was the DJ who is the big deal. He was the feature, and then it started out where he would get an MC or a rapper, if you don't know what an MC is, and that MC would just rap about the DJ because the DJ was the fucking main man. And this is one of the reasons why I always like Rodney and Joe Cooley so much, because Joe Cooley is so fucking featured, even though he's just the DJ, because that's still around that time. Now, we're at a time here where the rapper was now above the DJ, but still not much more, and it was almost equal at about this time. So that's why a lot of the cuts are heavily DJ influenced, cut and scratch influenced, because it was still a lot about the DJ back then, who before the rapper, the MC, was the big deal, the draw for the club or the party. It was all about the fucking DJ, which is really, really awesome, and a lot of people just don't know it. And nowadays, rappers are just rappers without the DJ part, but back in these days, it was about the fucking DJ. He was the man, and the MC was just a mic controller that would, in a sense, be the hype man, if you would, for the DJ. So we're almost at the end of the video. I know it's running long, even though I'm going to edit the shit out of it. But we're almost at the end, because I didn't want to pick too many tracks and have it be an hour-long video. But there's a lot more Rodney and Joe Cooley. I'm thinking of actually just making an old school mix CD of all these favorite cuts and blending and scratching them into each other and making it for my car. So if you're lucky enough to be one of my friends and live here in Bakersfield, California, and you're on my Facebook, hit me up, and when I do that, I'll shoot you a copy. I'll mail it to you, or you could pick that shit up. I don't care, because I'm going to make me an old school CD. I haven't burned or made a CD in I don't know how many years, but this has gotten me real nostalgic, so I'm going to do it for my Benzo, whoop, 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 and so I could just cruise and listen to all these freaking classics. Alright, so let's jump into the next classic. This one again features the DJ, of course. I really like it, and it's called DJ's Nightmare. This is Rodney and Joe Cooley.
Yo, Rodney, why these motherfucking DJs don't scratch on these rap records no more?
Cause they can't. ass scratch, man. They get up there on stage, man, act like they gonna scratch. Ain't scratching nothing but their ass.
Shit, I guess. But what you think I should do then?
Shoot, first grab the mic and tell them how you feel. Then while the record's going, just start tearing up shit.
Tear that shit up.
The DJ's nightmare. While that cycle, turntable back, acrobat, scratching, rhythm, souls, all you down DJ. Think you can get some battle with me? But if you step, you know that's dumb.
DJ's nightmare. And like he said in there, 80s and the 70s, I think, late 70s, were the years of the DJ. But then it just fell off and it became all about the MC and the rapper, which is cool. I love music to this day. I love all kinds of music. I love country. I even listen to EDM and dubstep and whatever the hell, R&B, some pop, I guess. Spanish music. I don't speak Spanish, but man, some Spanish tracks. You don't have to speak Spanish. Them motherfuckers. I even like fucking Selena. Shout out to my rest in peace to my homeboy Brian. Used to love Selena. Anyhow, we're at the last track on my list of my favorite Rodney and Joe Cooley cuts. And this is Say Yeah, Boy. So there's a lot more. I would recommend that you get on YouTube or wherever you listen to music and you search Rodney and Joe Cooley. Awesome tracks. Again, I've created a playlist for you guys where you could jump into my channel, just go to the playlist and listen to all these songs. It's a public playlist, so you don't even have to be a subscriber. Although, hey, if you like the video, why not give it a sub or a fucking thumbs up or something? Ring that bell and yeah, we're gonna give away 20,000 mega dollars if you just smash that bell, bitches. Anyhow, hope I didn't mess up the focus there. Let's get into the last track. This is Say Yeah, Boy. Woo! Hear that?
Say yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Say yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. That's right. Here tonight, rocking for you on the mic. Listen up, Southern Junction Jam, a super cuts program by me and Joe Cooley with an 808 and some OB brace. And Joe Cooley keeps in his record crate, will keep the crowd pump, shaking the rump.
All right, everybody. So that was Revisiting the Classics with me, DJ Adam G, the dopest fucking DJ you know, of course, and Rodney and Joe Cooley, who were just really, I think, ahead of their time, trendsetters, awesome West Coast DJs and rappers. I mean, just phenomenal. I think without them, there wouldn't be a lot of your favorite West Coast and East Coast artists today. Man, I just can't pay homage to them enough. Thank you guys so much for all you did for music. I just can't say enough how much you guys did for music. It would be a dream for you all to watch this and to be able to see a DJ paying homage to you all. You guys killed it. You killed it. Killed the 80s, killed the 90s, killed the 2000s. Much love. And to everybody that watched, thank you guys so much. Do me a favor, don't fucking like, don't subscribe, don't do anything but share this video so people that never heard Rodney and Joe Cooley could get a taste of this old school awesomeness, and people that have heard them could just remember how dope they were. Maybe they can tap into this playlist. And these aren't videos that I uploaded, they're from other people, so it's not going to benefit me. Just the fact of knowing that people could be able to remember and rock to some dope ass classics. I'm DJ Adam G. I thank you guys so much for all the love, all the support. Yeah, you guys rock my world, man. I hope you guys think this video has been dope, like the old school word, remember word. And if so, then yeah, share the video. All right, everybody, peace.